Hi, I'm Reese Grantham. I'm a counselor here with the Department of Rehab Services in the Deaf and Hard of Hearing unit. Today, we're going to go over our consumer guide with you so you can learn a little bit more about our services and how we operate.
And hi, I'm Hayden, Steward, counselor for Deaf and Hard of Hearing, along with Reese here in the Tuscaloosa VR office. As Reese was saying, today the two of us are going to review the consumer guide. In reviewing the consumer guide, we are not reading word for word. We're just going to go through the pages and hit the high points of each section. This guide will be mailed to you for you to review in full. After reviewing, if you have any questions about what you're reading, please do not hesitate to contact us by phone, by text, or by email, and you will be provided all of our contact information. Reese, are you ready to get started?
As I'll ever be.
Okay, let's go. So we're going to start, which is starting with the goal of vocational rehabilitation services. The goal of vocational rehabilitation services is to provide services to eligible individuals with disabilities to improve opportunities for employment. Bottom line, everything that we do for you is to help you either go back to work or maintain your current position. We're going to start with section 1 on page 1, and that's our confidentiality. In this section, we're basically saying that everything about you is kept completely confidential. We do not release any of your information without your consent unless we are ordered by state or federal judicial order. Then going down to section 2, eligibility. In order to be eligible for our program, you must have a physical or a mental disability. In saying that, if you're working with one of the two of us, your primary disability is going to be your hearing loss. You may also have other things that are going on as well, which we will discuss and explore. And secondly, your disability must keep you from getting a job or keep you from being able to maintain the job that you currently have. And third, you must need vocational rehabilitation services in order to keep your current job or get a new job.
I'm going to review sections 3, 4, and 6. So section 3 is the role of the counselor. Section 4 is your participation as a consumer. And section 6 is our individualized plan for employment. The roles of the counselor and the participant or the consumer actually come together in the plan. This is something we'll review with you, and you will know all the ins and outs when we do. However, we want you to know that in the plan, our role is laid out in the services that we're going to provide and the ways that we're going to be able to assist you with obtaining or maintaining your employment. It'll also outline your role as a consumer and what we expect of you and the ways in which we expect you to participate in our services. And again, all of that is outlined in our plan. Hayden, section 5.
Section 5 is just discussing the evaluation process. We as counselors will use existing information about you that about your disability, or as needed, get additional information. 9 times out of 10, when we see you, we've already received your hearing assessment, and we can begin with that. But if we do need to get additional information about your hearing loss or any other disability that you may have that we need to further explore in order to accommodate, we will, of course, be able to assist you with that in terms of setting up the appointments and taking care of payment. And then in section 7, this is just the services, and this is a broad overview of what our department can provide to you. And these services are going to go back to the services that you may identify when we write our plan for your vocational goal. But just looking at the services that our department offers overall is evaluation for determining eligibility for vocational rehabilitation needs, counseling and guidance, vocational job assistance and other training services, supported employment, interpreter, note-taking services, telecommunication, sensory, and other technological aids and devices, assistive technology equipment, job development and assistance, and employment retention, job placement, and post-employment services.
Perfect. I'm now going to review sections 8 and 9 with you. These talk about purchase of services, which is section 8, and payment for services, which is section 9. Section 8, purchase of services. What we want you to know about this section, again, you're going to read through this on your own and you will get it by mail or email. But the biggest thing we want you to know here is that when we're providing services for you, everything we do has to be planned out and authorized on our end ahead of the service being provided. We aren't able to reimburse you for things. If you buy them on your own and bring us a receipt, we're not able to assist you with that. So please just remember, anything we do, if you're wanting our help with it, we have to authorize in advance. Okay, section 9, payment for services. This section is talking about how we pay for things and authorize for things. In your packet you might have already received from us, we're requesting your tax information. The reason we're doing this is because we have a sliding scale that we have to apply to some services. However, the majority of our services we don't have to apply this scale to. Services like vocational counseling and guidance, job readiness, job development and placement, and follow-up, those don't require the sliding scale. When we start to purchase some items for you, oftentimes that's when we have to start applying this. So we want you to know that's why we get your information. We go ahead and do it ahead of time so we've got it and you don't have to try to remember to bring it to us later. But also we want you to know that this scale does change from year to year, because it's based on federal and state guidelines that we have to use. So what we do this year may change next year. However, we look forward to providing these services for you.
Okay, so just moving right on down to section 10, comparable benefits. This right here, federal law requires that you use any other benefits for which you are eligible to cover the cost of your vocational rehabilitation services. For example, these benefits may include Pell Grant, Medicare, Medicaid, workman's comp, insurance, etc. If you refuse to apply for and use other benefits for which you're eligible, vocational rehabilitation services cannot pay for the planned service.
So the next section we're going to talk about is actually case closure, which I know you're getting this video at the start of your case. However, it is something we want to review. At the point that you have obtained your job or have gotten all of your technology for your job you're maintaining, your case will be put into employed status. At that point, we'll keep your case open for a minimum of 90 days, and at 90 days, we'll review everything, and your case will be up for closure. We'll talk to you about this. You'll get phone calls, emails, text messages. We'll make sure everything is good before we close your case.
Don't forget the mail-outs.
Don't forget the mail-outs. There are a lot of mail-outs. However, we'll close your case, and then at some point down the line, you may need us again. It might be 6 months or a year or 5 years, and that's okay. We're not a one and done. We're here for you. It may be for the same issue that you came in for originally, or there may be something new that you're needing our help with. We have 2 options at that point. We can open your case in what we call post-employment services, which is section 12, or we can just reopen your case completely, which is actually section 15 on the next page. So we would have either one of those options to provide you services that you need, again, to obtain or maintain your job.
And now we're just going to kind of wrap back around to section 13, and this is our Client Assistance Program. The state of Alabama's Client Assistance Program, which is SACAP, was established for the purpose of assisting you in your relationship with your vocational rehabilitation counselor and the services being provided to you. Long story short, SACAP is there for you to contact if you're having problems and not being able, we've gone through the appeal process, which is what Reese is going to talk to you about in just a minute. If the appeal process has been completed and you still do not feel that you're receiving the services that you need, or something has not been looked at fairly, this is your time to contact them, and they're independent of our department, and they can come in and look at the case and see what is being done and look at what we've done and help us resolve any issue that may be a problem for you.
Section 14. Section 14 is the right to appeal, like Hayden just talked about. You always have the right to appeal a decision that is made. Traditionally, I know Hayden and I both will have already gone to our supervisor because we are here for you. However, if you don't agree with the decision that's made, you have the right to appeal. That process is in here, as well as our supervisor's name, phone number, and address, so that you are able to contact her to start that appeals process.
And now we're back to the final section, Section 16. And this is voter registration. The National Voter Registration Act is a law designed to make it easier for individuals to register to vote. So you will have the opportunity when you meet with us to complete a registration form if you need to get registered. Also, if you have relocated and we need to assist you in changing your address so you'll have a new polling location, we can do that as well because we are official motor voter registrars.
Indeed we are. The final thing that is in here is going to be our office locations and how to contact them, as well as the counties that are served under those offices. So if you're not sure and want to know, that information is in here as well. This has been our consumer guide. We hope it's been helpful for you to understand more about our services and our programs. Again, we'll be available at the intake. For any questions that you might have, please bring those with you and we'll be happy to answer them.
Absolutely. Sounds great, and we look forward to meeting you.
Thanks.
Thanks.